Long time since I had a memory lane video posted. Anyways, bump up your resolution there and do it at 720p. Join me in high definition.
Years go by, but the memory stays, and those were the good old days.
Thank you so much for going down memory lane with me. Let me take you back and tell you a story of the Restoration Station Ministries. Back in late 94, actually it was like somewhere between 93 and 95, somewhere in that neighborhood. I'm not quite sure exactly of the actual date, if you will, or the actual year, but I know it was somewhere between 1993 and 1995 because it was close to the National Wrestling Federation things. Going into the vault, place the archives, learn a little more about the National Wrestling Federation. Anyway, I'm living over there on 220 North Avenue, Northeast there in Massillon, Ohio. North Avenue, of course, ran up and down, and of course, and it was on north was where I live, was on the corner of 3rd Street Northeast and 2nd Street Northeast. Right there next to us there, if you were standing in front of the actual 220 North apartment buildings, on your right-hand side, or on your left-hand side, was like a little alleyway there that led to another place and whatnot, but on your right-hand side was a red and white brick building. And the place, what I had been told back in the late 80s, early 90s, or maybe even dated back a little bit earlier than that, was a place where they had some kind of crazy things going on over there. It was like a cult where they sacrificed animals and whatnot. Crazy thing that was. And anyway, nonetheless, the Restoration Station Ministries moved in there. There was a guy who was in a wheelchair. His name was Walt, and Walt was a great guy. I mean, he was he was really an older gentleman. I'd say maybe late 50s, early 60s, and he was a real good guy to talk to. Walt, was, just, the kindest guy one of the kindest guys I've ever met, and actually chatted to. But anyway, the Restoration Station Ministries opened up, and me and my cousins, we were kind of, my cousins, Sean and cousin Ronnie, and a bunch of us, my friends back then, when Dan Cantwell and we were going the MWF one day, sat installed there during one of the breaks of the matches that we had and getting things together for the next one and whatnot. Happened to notice that the front door was open in that place. We didn't know anything about it. Exactly, the whole sacrificing of animals and stuff like that until somebody actually said that to us a while. But anyway, the Restoration Station Ministries, there was some really interesting things that was about the Restoration Station Ministries. It kind of reminded me of like an Alcoholics Anonymous type meetings or something, because when you walked in there, they had like a ham and cheese plate, donuts, coffee, punch, and stuff like that, and you go in there and you kind of wonder, okay, this is, kind of like an Alcoholics Anonymous type thing, because, they went in there and, like I said, I got talking to Walt a little bit, and he was explaining, that they were just wanting to spread the word of Jesus, in their own little way, and do what they had to do, and all that situation, and then it ended up turning into something that they needed a building that they could actually do, because they were expanding. And like I said, there was a couple of gentlemen in there that actually went in there, and they actually done a little preaching there, I believe, if I'm mistaken. We was on the there in the MWF looking wrestling one time, and we were doing a little bit of this, that, the other, and like I said, the MWF archives, the playlist archives of the MWF 1992-1995, which is I think the second or third video in the first Memory Lane playlist archives, will explain a little bit about the MWF, the Master Wrestling Federation. But anyway, nonetheless, getting back to that Restoration Station thing, we were wrestling there, and they were preaching, Jesus, 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 Jesus. And it sounded like it was chicken, 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 chicken. So we make little jokes and whatnot about it. But the Restoration Station Ministries was, it was their maybe like a brief tender. I think it was still there, or still kind of something or another, when we actually moved out of 220 North. Excuse me, moved out of 220 North and actually ventured into something else. But anyway, nonetheless, my cousin Ronnie Fidge, I talked a little bit about Ronnie down in the Playlist Archives there in Memory Lane, a couple of the videos there, whatnot. Go in and listen to all the Memory Lane videos, and you'll get the gist of just about anything and everything, as usual. But anyway, Ronnie was down at Bullwinkle's bar, which is no longer a part anymore there in Massillon, Ohio. This is back, like I said, in the around the early 90s or so. And Ronnie had gotten pictures taken with these girls, a female review, if you will, kind of like a Chip and Dale type dancer, if you will. They're not taking any clothes and right off, but they're dancing and all that stuff. And he got his picture taken with these girls. And there was this guy over there at the restoration station there around Christmas time. He was dressed up as Santa Claus, and looked like he was 3 sheets to the wind, looked like he was drunk, and he was there was a girl there that he hadn't seen in quite a while, and my mom went over there and took a Polaroid picture with one of the old Polaroid cameras, like when you click them and they snap out at you. She took a picture of this girl with him, with her on his lap, and he was excited about that, and then started going about telling people about what they wanted for Christmas, and Ronnie jumped on his lap with that picture and said, "Can you get me these girls?" And he's like, "I think it's just a place where you don't need to be showing things like that." But I believe I talked about that at one point in Memory Lane Archives. So this is a second talk about it. Anyway, nonetheless, the restoration station. It was a place, like I said to me, that was like an Alcoholics Anonymous type meeting or whatnot, because all the donuts and coffee and the ham and cheese plates and whatnot. And they did do a little bit of preaching, and they'd done what they had to do, in their own little way. And like I said, we jumped over there a few times. There I did anyway, chatted with Walt and whatnot. And there was a couple of people that had some problems that they tried to pin on me and stuff like that. I'm like, hey, I'm no miracle worker. I can't do what I got to do. But it was funny anytime, nonetheless. Like I said, it was an old church or place where they sacrificed animals there. It was a cult, if you will, something going on over there. Turned it into the restoration station. I hope I made some sense out of this. Hope you understand the situation. Thank you so much for going down memory lane with me. I'll catch you next time.